A long, long time ago, after the great flood, the descendants of Noah settled in a vast plain in the region of Shinar. This prosperous and fertile land was perfect for humanity to grow and prosper. The men and women of that time all spoke the same language, which greatly facilitated communication and cooperation among them. United by a common purpose, they decided to undertake an ambitious endeavor, to build a city and a tower so tall that it would reach the very heavens. The idea arose from a group of leaders who, eager to make a name for themselves and avoid being scattered across the earth, proposed the construction of a colossal tower that would represent their power and unity. The inhabitants of Shinar were excited about the proposal and without delay began working on the construction. They used bricks instead of stone and asphalt instead of mortar, materials that were abundant in the region. Before continuing, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell. This helps us keep creating content for you. Day after day, men, women, and children worked tirelessly on the construction of the tower. The structure grew imposing towards the sky, and the higher it became, the prouder its builders felt. The tower became a symbol of human pride, a demonstration of what they could achieve when they worked together. However, this endeavor also revealed the arrogance of human beings who believed they could challenge God and reach heaven by their own means. While the men of Shinar continued working on the tower, God watched from the heavens. He perceived the arrogance and lack of humility of humanity and decided to intervene to prevent their plans from coming to fruition. He descended to the earth and beheld the city and the tower that the men were building. Then, in his infinite wisdom, he said, "Behold, they are all one people, and they have one language, and this is what they have begun to do. Now nothing will be impossible for them. Let us go down, therefore, and confuse their language there, so that they may not understand one another." Thus God confused the languages of the inhabitants of Shinar, and overnight they began to speak different languages. Understanding and communication became impossible, and chaos and confusion took over the place. The builders of the tower, who once worked together and in coordination, could no longer understand each other. The lack of communication and the confusion caused the construction to stop and the inhabitants of Shinar to disperse across the land, just as God had planned. The city and the tower they were building were called Babel, which means confusion, because there God confused the language of all the earth. The Tower of Babel remained as an unfinished monument, a warning of the consequences of human pride and a reminder of the importance of humility and obedience to God. The story of the Tower of Babel teaches us that although human beings can achieve great things when they work together, it is essential to recognize the limits of our ability and not challenge divine authority. Arrogance and the desire to attain absolute power can lead us to ruin, while humility and faith in God will guide us towards a path of wisdom and prosperity. Through this narrative, we have seen how humanity, in its desire to reach the heavens and make a name for itself, built a colossal tower that symbolized its pride and arrogance. However, God, in his infinite wisdom, decided to intervene and confuse their languages, scattering them across the earth and putting an end to their ambitious plans. This story reminds us of the importance of humility and obedience to God, as well as the consequences of arrogance and defiance of divine authority.